Hello, friends. I'm here again. I'm your regular host on Pick Up Your Pieces podcast, and I'm bringing you episode 4. And I have good news for you. Today's edition, we have a special guest in the house, and she is going to do justice to so many of the questions we have regarding family pressure. This is the topic of focus today. And this young lady is a mother of two, awesome, industrious. She has a business with the name ICB Global Enterprise. She's an entrepreneur. She's also a major dealer of the DSTV product. She's a major dealer, major dealer. So, you could patronize her after these episodes. A lot of families, a lot of individuals, particularly in Africa, I know it also applies outside Africa, but there are responsibilities on the children, on family members who are better off financially, and everybody around the family, in the family extended nuclear, keeps bringing their responsibilities. In fact, makes plans based on that particular individual in the family's income. And these pressures, keeps on adding up day by day. So we have brought this special woman to the house um, in today's edition so as to do justice to these questions we'll be asking her. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms and also on YouTube, which is the primary platform where we distribute the video of the podcast. However, the audio versions are all distributed on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and all other audio podcasts, respectively. Now, family pressure. How do we handle it? I'm so glad again. I have with me Mrs. Chimezie, such a wonderful lady. She's a mother of two, and we want to know you. I want to know. Have you had these occasions where you feel the burden of the family is on you? You feel. Have you ever felt like giving up? Have you had such a situation? And how have you been able to cope with it?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, it has not been easy, not that easy, but with God and a personal determination, because I know where I'm going to, and I've set my goals on the things that I want to achieve in
Mm,
life.
mm,
So, and I'm a kind of person that when I have determined to do something, I go for it until I get it.
mhm,
So, not minding the pressures from family here and there, as the first daughter of my family, so much is expected from me. So much is expected from me. Then sometimes I feel like, can I do this? How am I going to start? How will I be able to satisfy these people? As we all know that it's very, very difficult to satisfy a human being,
mm,
no matter what, even when you keep doing those good things for them. But at that point where you just made a little mistake, maybe you try to consider yourself, they see you as a bad person and they
mm,
forget those
mm.
beautiful
I
things.
think that is more painful
Yes.
when you're actually doing something and you feel you are doing what you can, and then they are not even appreciative of it. I think that's more painful. How has that impacted on you? Have you felt like giving up? Have you felt like running away? How have you felt when such
Yes,
happened?
yes. I felt like giving up, even running away, as in to stay far away from them. Let me be alone. But thank God for Christ. Thank
Mm,
God for Christ.
mhm,
Sometimes I could remember back then where I was staying with my siblings. There are some times that I will be on my way going to work and I'll be like, I'll be thinking loud, how am I going to, how will I cope in this town of furniture? As at then, I used to ask myself, how am I going to cope with all this? So when I dash out to go for my place of work, let me say it's God. As in, we just come up with something. Maybe we focus my attention on a mad person. And the spirit will now ask me, is the person not a human being? Is he thinking what I'm thinking right now? Can he do these things that are on my table right now? He's not thinking about that. So, but you are a privileged one. Focus on what you have made for, and you will get them.
So basically, okay, you've had this thought of giving up, but somehow you have been able to bounce back, kind of looking at your goal, looking at where you are going to. That means for someone to actually pick up his pieces, bounce back, he has to have a goal.
Yes.
He has to have some kind of thing he's pursuing,
Yes.
which will keep calling at him rather than taking him backwards.
Yes.
But in this case, have you experienced the situation, or what about this kind of situation where you have set up these goals? Yes, you pursuing them, but then you discover that every time you want to take another step to make progress, then this family responsibility is coming again. Have you had such? Because for me as a person, and everybody does, like I often say, everyone has a battle he or she is fighting.
Sure.
Particularly if you are a son, like I am a son, the first son. So a lot of expectations from your parents and from your siblings, even though you need help yourself. So I've observed that these responsibilities for me, it helps me to live. When I see people happy, all I ask God is, God, keep on giving me, supply to me, help me to help others. As long as I'm able to do so, and they are happy, I'm also happy. But let's face a real fact. You are a mother, you have children, you have a business, your present family, your immediate family, now talking about your children, your husband, they all also cry out for attention for one thing or the other. And then you have this extended family uh, coming up with demands. How have you been able to handle them?
Okay. There's a particular time that was far back in 2015.
15.
Yes, I was still working with Battletech Investment then. So I have this vision of going to school, because when my dad was still alive, he tried every of his possible best to make sure I go back to school. Even one of my teacher then in my secondary school was, as in, brought himself out to sponsor me, that he don't want me to just go down that way. So when I came down to Onitsha here, the burden was so much, as in, they expect me to, in short, they see everything that it is my duty as the first daughter to take care of some certain things. And I have this goal of going to school, my job then. Though when I now brought the issue of me going back to school, they were like, no, that shouldn't be
your priority.
Yes,
they are now
now.
dictating what you should
Yes.
do, what you should do with your life, and what you shouldn't do.
Yes. So they said no, that I should face my work. My father left an uncompleted building. They need to complete the building, and I need to do this before I will get married. I need to take care of so many things to an extent.
Even before you get married.
Yes. So I said, okay, no problem, that God will handle it as God may have it. What I did then was that I presented my tithe card before God. I said, God, you've seen it though. I cannot say no to these people. You know the reason why you brought me into this family. And since they know that I give them audience, because I give them audience, that is why they keep coming.
Okay.
You understand? When they ask, I give. When they demand, I make sure that I meet that demand. So they now, as in, there is even one of them that told me that how he wished that I am a male child.
That's just because of their own
Yes.
selfish gain,
Yes.
to say.
How he wished that I'm a male child, that they're so happy because they will have me all to themselves. So for me to achieve the goal of that going to school, I had to apply for part-time.
For part-time.
Yeah.
So
that I'll be
which
able to.
means that in you're making this decision, you consider them. In other words, you made a balanced decision.
Yes. So that I will not lose at the end.
You won't lose your own personal goal,
Yes.
and you would also not fall against them, sort of.
Yes. So at the end of it, I ended up getting admission into University of Nnamdi Azikiwe, Oka. Then I got married at the age of 27. Just as I requested that God should bring my own person at that age, I got married. Some of those family responsibility, the uncompleted building, with God blessing me here and there, I was able to
still do
complete
them.
it. So they were happy that at least
You did it.
yes, that I did it, and I also achieved my own aim. No, now I'm in my finals. Yes, as God may
Wow.
have it. So it has not been easy, but God also helped me by surrounding me with people.
Great people, yes.
Yes, great
Talking
people.
about association.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. You know, if you are joining us now, this is Pick Up Your Pieces, and this is episode 4. We're actually looking at the pressure of family members and how they impact on our life. Some people give up by virtue of these numerous pressures, and while some have been able to make it, our special guest here, Mrs. Chimeze Steve, has been able to make it, and that's why you're seeing her here. And she has given us two things I pick up from what she said now is go back to your source, which is God. For her, she brought her tithe booklet. And apart from going back to your God, you know, enter into a covenant with him. Because looking at this world today, the Bible says, for without him, we can do nothing. So I think people give up because they want to fight these battles themselves. You know, and the moment you try it yourself, you are finished.
Yes.
Your strength, man's strength is fickle. The strength of man, when I talk about man, I mean man and woman, very fickle, is limited. So for her, she's been able to go back to draw strength from her source, which is the key. Many people run away from God when they have such issues. Yes, they run away from God. They begin to pursue options here and there. Some go for prostitution. But our lesson is go with God. Go back to God. Talk to him. He hears. Yes, he hears. He's compassionate. He's our very present help in time of need. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, get back to God. The second point you make, I so love, is that you consider them and you struck a balance. Okay, she didn't run away from it. She didn't say no. You struck a balance. That must be a display of wisdom as well. That means you were able to calculate. Now, you're in your finals. You have your husband. Those things they didn't want, and yet you completed the building. That's a great achievement right there. And if you're hearing us now, take this point very serious. Go back to your source. Strike a balance. In other words, somehow you considered yourself. You also considered them in making that decision. That's a wonderful one. Again, let me ask this question. Now, being the first daughter, how do you feel when you do these things? Do you feel down after doing them? Do you feel you've lost anything? Because it's a deep question. Do you feel by doing them, it has limited or hindered you from going further for yourself? What I mean is, do you feel if you had not built the house, you would have gone further? Does any time arise where you think or you feel that, if I have not done this, I would have gone this far? Do you feel like that too?
I need to be realistic.
Yes.
In this. Sometimes it depends on my pocket.
On your pocket.
Yes. at that particular time when the demand comes,
Okay.
if I have enough,
Mm-hmm.
I will do it with all gladness and
Mm.
as in with everything in me.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes the demand will come when I don't have nothing. I have nothing on me. As in, I will do it, but deep inside me, I'm not happy, even though I've put in that smile on their faces.
Even though you put that smile on their face, but deep down within you,
I'm not okay.
we all need help. We all need God
So
at some point. The truth is, personally, I've had so many of them, so many, so many. I've had times where I would think and think and think, why am I not the last born? Why? But I discovered that, you see, we all have the capacity to do them. At this point, I think some people need to wake up, particularly these families that feel that anyone who is privileged to make it out of the family becomes the family's ATM machine. I think no matter, even if you have that money, sometimes it will still hit you.
yes,
Like, am I the only one?
that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think now, in such situation, how should one handle it? Do we make plans for the family? Do we just say, this is how much I'm going to give out as far as this thing is concerned? Is there any way budgeting can solve the problem?
Human beings. I don't think.
You don't think?
Yes. The only thing is that we keep on telling them to wake up from their sleep. Get something doing
Get
for
something
yourself. Don't see anyone as your ATM machine, your MMM. No. Get up. Get up. Leave that your comfort zone. Get yourself into something and you will see God blessing you. Take up your responsibility by yourself and yourself and yourself alone. So you setting a budget that, no, let me set this particular amount for so person. No, the demand will keep coming. And then when they know that you keep giving them, everybody will relax. Everybody will relax. Yes.
So it also means that even if you have at some time, at some point, you should be able to say no. So I think, viewers, are you getting this now? Now, hear this. We are picking, this is so awesome. The ability to say no.
Yes.
The ability to say no sometimes will give you that confidence, will give you that strength. I've discovered that, yes, when you say no, you get that strength.
And they will wake up.
And they will wake up.
Yes.
So, wow, this is a blessing. Now, but you see, some people can't say no. Some people can't say no. They want to do everything. They can't say no. Sometimes too, the the way the demand comes, the way the pressure comes, the way they even tell you, you feel if you say no, they will disown you.
See, as the thing keep going, I have come to, as in I have learned, unlearned and then and also relearn.
Okay.
Are you getting it
Yes,
now?
yes.
So I've come to, as in, understand some certain things.
Okay.
When you keep giving to them, solving their problems, there are some things that you will not be able to achieve as a person. So you cannot kill yourself for anybody. When you don't have, you go out there, borrow to solve people's problem.
That's another point.
Another problem, as in you are spending more than, as in you earn. You can't go far. You cannot go far. So the issue is that you apply wisdom. They said wisdom is profitable to direct. Now, when the time to direct comes, direct it. That is where the wisdom lies.
Viewers, this is awesome. If you are not following our YouTube page, you are missing a lot. The ability to say no could be the solution to all your problems. The ability to say no, the ability to set a limit, the ability to set boundaries.
Yes.
The ability to set boundaries. Okay, this cannot go. They have a plan and they are putting
As the
the whole plan
supplier,
on
everything.
you. So, wherever you are listening to us at the moment, let us know how you feel. Let us know what area you are feeling that pressure regarding your family. Let us also know areas where you want us to touch from the next episodes. However, on this episode, we've been able to look at how our guests here have been able to cope with these family pressures to the extent of achieving her own personal goals and as well meeting some of the needs of the family. Above all, identified in this podcast is go back to your source, the source of all comfort. The Holy Spirit is there. Go back to God. You know, He said, "Come unto me, all you that are labored and are heavy laden, I will give you rest." So, coming back to Him is our journey to solutions and rest. And then, secondly, the ability to strike a balance, engage wisdom, know that you cannot do. Another thing is, I have discovered also, let God be God. We are not God. We are not the source, the sole providers.
Yes.
We are humans, like they also are.
Yes.
Know your limits. Know your limits.
Yes.
Know what you can do. And when you have done it, be happy with yourself.
Yes.
At this point, I think you should also be deliberate about life. Don't let life happen to you. Happen in this life. Don't let it just happen to you. Don't go back to your shell and feel depressed and feel unfortunate. You are not unfortunate. You make your choices. Help me to understand. In making your choices, were there books you read? Were there things? Where did you get that source, that power? Where did you get that, you know, knowledge from? There must be a way you got it, because not everybody has it. So many people will choose other options. Where do you derive this wisdom? How do you glean them? So somebody can know, okay, this is what to do to know how to handle these situations.
Yes. Let me say, it's from church. Messages from different man of God, including you, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
As in, we've learned a lot on how to handle some issues and all these pressures that comes from family. So, and also books as well. Yes.
So reading books helps us. For me, what has really helped me is the Bible. Most times when I see an revelation, when I read it, I see deep things from the inside. Even Jesus could only handle what he could handle. At a particular point, the scripture said he could do no much mighty works except for the fact that he healed a few folks because he marveled at their unbelief.
Yes.
So, you see, there is little or nothing you can do to somebody who cannot help himself. Yes, it's good to help the family, but when you discover that they are more of liability, then you must set a boundary. Mrs. Chimezie Kechuku, Steve, we are so glad to have you. You've blessed me tremendously, and I believe you've also blessed our followers on this channel, Pick Up Your Pieces channel. I'm so excited. I want to really appreciate you for taking time to come.
Thank you.
And I want to also appreciate you for following us so far. Like I said, we started with 2 solo episodes, and now we have a special guest who I think you are still going to come again. Yes, you are still going to come again. But then, for now, kindly follow us on our channels. Do share this post. You don't know whom you might be helping by sharing it. And also, the forthcoming episode will be having another special guest. And this time it will be in the area of business. So please kindly follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. This podcast is targeted at bringing hope to the discouraged, bringing life. For somebody discouraged right there, by virtue of family pressure, you've had it all up. You've had it all. You've seen the life. You've seen someone who has made it through, and she's been able to give us her experiences and how she came out of it. Don't give up. And
Yes.
in case you want to give up, try again before you do. Pick up your pieces, use that pieces, and mold the future you desire. At the end of the day, everyone will celebrate you for being a hero. Nobody celebrates a dead man. All they do for a dead man is bury him and they go on with their lives. Don't kill yourself. Set boundaries, go back to your source, use wisdom, and then have the ability to say no. And you. By the way, our special guest here is an entrepreneur. She runs her business as a trader and also runs different outlets of POS and also the DSTV distribution. Would you want to say a little thing about it? So let us know.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. God has been helping us, and with a great determination, we have been able to set up a DSTV office, POS
here in Onitsha,
office here in Onitsha, and then as well we also deal on some luxuries menswear. So you can
awesome,
yes, you can
awesome,
contact me
awesome,
for all this, and we'll
awesome.
get a supply at your doorstep.
Awesome,
Thank you.
awesome, awesome. So her details will be there. That's the benefit of being our guest. For now, my numbers will be on the screen. Feel free to drop your comments. Feel free to tell us ways we can also improve. Feel free also to let us know topics you want us to discuss after now. We'll be dropping the mic right now until next Tuesday. Um, uh, we'll catch up again 7:30. Also, we have special gift for our special guest, and I will be presenting this wonderful special gift. It's Pick Up Your Pieces merch, and it's so awesome, so awesome, beautiful, beautiful. I hope I got your size.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. Please just bear with us so you begin to look like us and you never forget the day you came to Pick Up Your Pieces studio for as a guest on the family pressure episode. We love you. Thank you, Ma.
Thank
And
you.
have this t-shirt. We love
Thank you
you.
so
We're
much.
looking
Thank you
forward to
so
have you
much.
here
This is
again.
my gift here. Pick up your pieces. Never give up. God is on your
Yeah,
side.
yeah, God is on your side. God is on
Okay.
your side. We love you. So see you again next Tuesday on Pick Up Your Pieces. The next edition will be wow. You can't afford to miss it. I hope this episode brings you. Kindly drop your comment in the comment section. I'll meet you there.